gradually lose their immunity.
The vaccine wanes about 4.5% per year. So that means older people are essentially unvaccinated.
That's just not true. The Lancet just did a great study on this, showing that the vaccine wanes 0.04% per year. So I don't know if he misread the study, but again, we're having this issue with statistics. And that's a very big difference, because if you factor this out over someone's lifespan, 0.04% and 4% is a drastically different outcome for someone who's 60 or 70 years of age. That being said, is it possible that someone who's 75 loses their immunity despite getting the vaccine as a child? Yeah, it's possible. In fact, for some jobs, I have to do something known as MMR titers to confirm that they are immune to these conditions, because they might be exposed to them being healthcare workers, as an example. But to say that it's 4.5% annually, just not accurate.
I'm not against vaccines. I've never been anti-vax. That's something that's said about me to, make me look crazy, like a conspiracy theorist. What I've said is, let's have testing for each of the vaccines to make sure that they are that they're safe and effective. Vaccines are the only medical product that is not safety tested prior to licensure, and we need placebo-controlled trials.
I can't believe I have to educate the person who's in charge of the CDC, FDA, and NIH, but vaccines do undergo placebo randomized controlled studies. COVID vaccines ran through tens of thousands of people in randomized control placebo trials. When you have a completely new vaccine, you're doing placebo randomized controlled studies. But if you already have a vaccine that you know the safety profile for, and you know that it works, so you've tested it, now you no longer need to test it against placebo. You only need to test it against the new version of the vaccine. Then you can compare the safety rates, the effectiveness rates, and he says that this is somehow different than the pharmaceutical industry. It's not. The pharmaceutical industry works in the same way, that when you have a novel medication, absolutely you do randomized controlled studies. But when you have a new medication that works in